Coming up on this episode of Outlook TV, Vancouver's Coronation 47 at the Commodore.
And The Money Shot, directed by David C. Jones.
John Ferrie's art gets a Vancity commission. And much, much more. Hello and welcome to Outlook TV. I'm Rebecca Wyman.
And I'm Robert Mackay, and you're watching the Queer Magazine news show that brings you the stories that matter the most from coast to coast.
It's so vast you had to take a breath in between all the coasts.
Takes time.
Oh, we are going to start it out at the Commodore in Vancouver. It's Coronation 47.
Royalty was in attendance, so I hope you have your Sunday best on, because the Empress was crowned.
We're here at the fabulous Commodore Ballroom in downtown Vancouver for Coronation 47, one of the most glamorous nights on the Vancouver calendar. Join us with Outlook TV while we get the inside scoop on all the festivities. And we're back here at the fabulous Commodore Ballroom.
After almost 20 years, yes, it's our first time back, which is a testament to the strength of Emperor Tommy and Emperor Jane and all the people that they brought in this year.
We're going to be completely honest, Jane and mine, our egos are too big to fit in any other room than this one. Let's be real. I do events at the Commodore. Jane has performed at the Commodore so many times, so we thought this was the fitting end to our reign this year.
We have two candidates for Empress this year, is that correct?
That is correct. We have Misty H. Meadows, and we also have Tatiana Nicole, I can never say her name, Nicola Diana.
I am currently the candidate for Empress 47, so I am incredibly excited. I'm nervous. I have butterflies, maybe they're moths, I don't know, but I'm excited.
Absolutely. Now, there's a lot of work going into running for Empress as a candidate. Can you give us a little bit of an overview of what you had to go through to do this?
I ran a campaign for 5 weeks, which involved, I had shows for around about 14 days straight, so I was in drag every single night. And I have ran a campaign against the opponent, who is Tatiana, who is also incredible and beautiful. And both of us are super excited about what the possibility of the future can hold for either of us.
Yes, it's an amazing evening so far, and I am a candidate for Empress this year, so hopefully by the end of tonight, I will be your next Empress of Vancouver.
I happen to be the reigning Empress 46 and a half. So that's a great thing that the reigning Empress bestows on two people, an in-town and out-of-town half-Empress.
Can you bring us back to when you were here at the Commodore?
Oh my God, that was 1990, the year of the gay games. Our theme was bongos in the Congo. We had this place decked out like a jungle. It was an absolutely fabulous night.
17 years ago, I was the reigning Empress of Vancouver, and we had a big ball here. I was carried in by 6 leather men to my dais. It was one of the most rewarding and wonderful moments of my life, be a part of such an incredible society and such a beautiful ballroom with all of my friends.
First time when I was 21st elected, I stepped down here 25 years ago.
We're very much about family in the gay community, of course, an extended family. So Jakyllyn Time is my daughter, and Jane Smoker, who is our reigning Empress, is her daughter, which makes me, you know what, Grandma.
Well, you're looking great for a grandma.
I'm going to hold it up as long as I can. Grandma.
Yes, a long time. I was in our court for 31 years in Toronto. I've been out every year for our court, every year. The only one that can say that.
Basically, our goal this year was to not make it so much just about ourselves, but really to get the community involved and to get excited about fundraising for charities. So we've added a component to each drag show, which we have one every day of the week in Vancouver, where they will do a fundraising game or something, and it's gone very well and very according to plan.
Yeah, it's gotten everybody involved. It's gotten a younger generation interested and involved, and
I think, you know, our role as Emperor and Empress really was to kind of bridge the gap, I would say, and bring everyone back together and make it like really exciting again. And I think we did that.
Misty Meadows Girl was crowned Empress 47 of Vancouver. I'm Angus Prott for Outlook TV.
If you're in a Vancity branch coming up, be on the lookout for a John Ferrie painting.
Your bank's just got a little bit more queer because John Ferrie was commissioned by Vancity themselves.
Hi everyone, my name's Kyle. We are here with Outlook TV where we're about to go meet John Ferrie, infamous Vancouver artist. John, are you in there?
Well, hello.
Oh, hi.
Come on in.
Let's follow.
This is all my artwork and all my collections that I live with and work with. I have to have everything out, and so I do. This is my Pride Legacy Award that I won, which is a very defining moment in my life that I was very proud of. And so I, luckily enough, trade with other artists for artwork and frame up things and get pieces put on the wall, and it's all part of the, you know, the memory bank that makes us an artist. This painting is titled Not on My Watch, which is really what I'm trying to communicate more in my work, are actual moments in history in Vancouver where people stood up for something or made a difference. This is the beginning of whether or not it works as a drawing, it will become a painting. And so it has to work as a drawing. And then, so that's the piece I'm working on right now,
wow.
which is the building in Gastown. I have applied for the bank projects that they're doing within Vancity 9 times. I was turned down flatly for 8 of them. So I applied one more time, but I thought more about what had won, and everything was really dialed up. It was much more glass baubles and much more detail and that kind of thing. So I thought about what else I should do for the project that would dial it up and make me the winner. I was driving home one day and I looked up at one of those revolving billboards and those 3D billboards that are spinning around, and I thought, well, that's kind of cool, and maybe I can do something like that. And I came up with doing a design where it was 15 different panels and then viewed in 3 different angles. So you saw the painting coming in the door from one angle, from a different angle as you left, and then when you looked straight on, it was definitely a painting of Vancouver. So when I made my presentation to the board of the bank, the awes that I got when I pulled this out of the box, I kind of felt like I had a good thing. And then as I left, they asked if they could keep this model. And I thought, I think that's a good sign. So the idea is that you're actually standing at the branch looking north through Vancouver. So you've got Spanish Banks, you've got Stanley Park, the downtown core of Vancouver, and the North Shore. And of course, the signature thing in Vancouver are things like the ships, the sailing boats, the freighters, and all that kind of thing.
Thank you for watching. I am Kyle with Outlook TV here in Vancouver, British Columbia.
We're going to take a little break now.
Time for Rebecca and me to practice our drumming. Yeah.
Welcome back. You're watching Outlook TV.
I hope you're ready for this next segment because we've got the money shot for you that stars 2 lesbian thespians on the stage.
The play, The Money Shot, is being performed in Vancouver next month, and we're at the rehearsal space to find out what it's all about.
The Money Shot is a wild comedy, nasty comedy by Neil LeBout, who is a bit of a misanthrope. His other works have all been dramas. This is his first outrageous comedy. And it's about 2 Hollywood actors who are down on their luck. One was a big action star, but he's now over the hill and almost becoming a parody of himself. And an actress who was doing quite well with her career. She was a Oscar-nominated actress who came out as lesbian when she was at the top of her game and suddenly found all the movie offers started to dry up as a result.
What if she makes Steve ejaculate?
The character that I play in this piece, The Money Shot, is called Bev. And Bev is sort of the behind-the-scenes voice of Hollywood. So I'm sort of almost the bitter version of somebody who is behind the scene and not on TV herself. The biggest challenge of performing my character is sort of to override any stereotypes. I'm playing a lesbian lady who, some of the vocalizing she does about the frustration she has behind the scenes could let her come across as sort of the stereotype of a sort of an angry lesbian or so. So my aim was really to play her in a way that gives her more of a feminine side. She's a lipstick lesbian, as you call her.
When I came out, I lost a lot of work. A lot. Had all these people making assumptions about me and who I am.
So I play Karen Kelly, and she is an aging Hollywood starlet who has kind of aged out of all of the big roles that she became famous for. And in The Money Shot, this is kind of her last attempt at the fleeting fame that she once held onto with ease. And now it's slipping from her. I find with many theater productions, you often see this kind of outlandish version of a gay couple, and this is not that at all. This is a couple that are very much in love, and they're living their day to day, and they're really just struggling through the everyday norms at a heightened version. So it's nice to see a wife and wife duo that are they're struggling like everybody else, but just slightly differently.
We're doing a relaxed performance. A relaxed performance is a performance that is open for people with neurological disorders. I have a friend of mine who has a mild case of Tourette's, and he often isn't allowed out in public places because people say, that man's bothering me. And in this case, he is going to be welcome to the show because we're aware that at this performance, the Saturday matinee at 2 p.m., will be a relaxed performance that will accommodate people, adult people, because it's an adult show. It's certainly not for kids.
From the rehearsal space for The Money Shot, this is Gary Wolfader for Outlook TV.
Up next, a look at a webcomic and a print comic.
A twist on a classic, Rebecca. The Prince and the Swan, but this time the Swan's a boy.
Dun dun dun.
Hi viewers, it's John Crossan here with Outlook TV, and we're here with April Pierce and Gareth C.J. Wee, and we're going to talk about their labor of love, their fabulous graphic novel, The Prince and the Swan.
The story follows Prince Siegfried, who's going to be King Siegfried very shortly, and he's been told, as it happens in fairy tales, well, you need to find a queen. And he's like, well, not super interested in that for a whole variety of reasons, which he doesn't really go into at first. And over the course of trying to avoid that, he ends up meeting Odette, who is currently cursed to be a swan during the day and can only be a person at night. And slowly the story's about them growing together and ultimately developing a relationship between the two of them.
We actually plotted the whole story before we even started. I mean, the big plots that happen have all been outlined, and most of the script has as well. But there are points that we have to still see how we feel through it as we progress. So I'm the co-writer and the flat colorist. So I do, we write it together, and then she draws, I color the flats, and then she does the shading and the highlights.
Siegfried, he's supposed to be actually sort of like a mixed background, partially because I'm half Latino, and so I wanted to sort of bring that in a little bit myself. Odette was a little bit simpler in many ways because he was going to be transformed into a swan during the day, so we wanted him to look very elegant. Comic is available online. We update once a week right now. The books are mainly if you want to be able to have a physical copy that you can hold in your hands. There's also a set of extras that are available within each of the books. These are sketches we worked on to develop the story.
I hear you're doing a Kickstarter for the third volume.
The Kickstarter is to get our third book printed, which is the largest volume that we've had so far. And it's a great chance to also get a copy of volumes 1, 2, or 3. We're going to be going to the Toronto Comic Arts Festival, which is happening on one of the first weeks of May. Additionally, we'll be coming back here to Vancouver for the Vancouver Comic Arts Festival, which is happening on the 19th and 20th.
Lots of our readers are young people from all over the world, which is exciting. They range from around teenagers to like young teens till I think the oldest that we've seen is about 40. It's something for us to share so that LGBT youth have something that they can relate to, that you're not reading a fairy tale about a prince and a princess when you're interested in a man, and you want another prince.
This has been John Crossan with Outlook TV, live in the studio with April and Gareth. See you next time.
It's spring, so what better time for a spring fling?
Out in schools getting a little bit more funding thanks to this Science World event.
Hi, I'm Brad Mitchell, and we're at Science World for the Spring Fling Gala for Out in Schools.
So tonight is a fundraiser for Out in Schools. We really wanted to come out and support them because they do amazing things in our community. And yeah, Spectrum is about bringing together the community without labels. So a lot of times you find different events for different groups of people. Well, we want to put all that aside. We want to bring everybody together as a community initiative to give back to our community. So yeah.
That's wonderful. Can you tell us about this particular event, Out in Schools?
Out in Schools goes around to schools within BC, and they actually put on a program that explains the LGBTQ initiative to students and to teachers and principals and staff, so that everybody's a little bit more understanding, and it gives the students who are in the queer community the support that they need, and so they don't feel alone. So what this event is doing is helping fund Out in Schools to be able to go up to the interior, to a couple of the small towns up there, to be able to reach, further.
I heard the ticket sales are really good, so we're hopeful we'll fill up this whole space, and there's going to be a good high-energy crowd and lots of great performers that are going to be on tonight, so it should be awesome.
Tonight I'm emceeing. I get to make sure the night carries along nicely. Spectrum is very close to my heart. The organizer, Mariel and Dave, they are both amazing individuals that want to give everyone the opportunity to shine and make this an all-inclusive community.
And I am a go-go dancer and vocalist with Spectrum Events tonight.
Tonight I am simply a go-go dancer.
Not simply.
We are creating an environment where everyone has the ability to shine. And as you've seen when you've been walking around, you've got everything under the rainbow, which is why we are all the colors of the rainbow, the entire spectrum.
Health and wellness is not just about working out and eating well, and whichever is taking care of your neighbor, your friend, your spouse. And, anytime that we can live in a better society is always best for us all.
This has been Brad Mitchell for Outlook TV at the Spring Fling Gala at Science World. What a fabulous event this has been. We'll see you next time.
We're going to have to take another little break now.
Makeup. No budget?
You are watching Outlook TV.
Welcome back. You're watching Outlook TV.
I am simply living for this next piece. In fact, I'm dining out for it.
Oh, dining out for life, very nice. Always a good fundraiser.
For a loving spoonful.
We're at the Davy Dosa Company in Vancouver's Davy Village for Dining Out for Life 2018. We're going to meet some of the people that make it all happen behind the scenes, and then talk to some of the people in the restaurant and some of the customers. Come join us.
Davy Dosa Company is all about showcasing dosa. Dosa is where we grew up from southern India. Dosa is pretty basically made from rice and lentil and fermented crepe, and you can do fillings with the vegetarian mixed and meat, or you can do anything. So basic is rice and lentil gluten-free crepe.
It's a big night for you. It's the 24th year.
It is, and this event has raised $3.5 million over the years, so we're really excited about tonight. Dining Out for Life is a signature event of A Loving Spoonful, and it's one day only. And for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, diners can go out at participating restaurants, and 25% of their food bill will be donated back to the charity. So it's great.
Fantastic. And now how does this help A Loving Spoonful? Like, what do you do with the money?
So a Loving Spoonful only gets about 20% government funding, so 80% has to come through fundraising efforts. So events like Dining Out for Life are really important for our organization, and so we're excited. We hope to raise about $85,000 today.
Have you participated in Dining Out for Life before?
Yes, part of it, because last year at Coast Plaza Hotel, I was working as a banquet server, supporting one of my banquet manager.
A Loving Spoonful uses those funds to provide meals and nutritional support for individuals and families affected by HIV and in many cases coexisting illness.
It's time to take a trip out to Coquitlam now.
And bring your dustpan and your broom, because they're going to be doing some spring queening.
Spring queening.
Get it? We're playing.
Good one.
Rumor has it that there's never been a drag show here in Coquitlam before. So here we are at the Evergreen Center to see Jakyllyn Hyde's spring queening event. A drag show in this beautiful venue.
Tonight is going to be an amazing show. It's down here at Evergreen Cultural Center, the very first drag show in the Tri-Cities. We're super excited. I started advertising this show, and I have never had so much interest from high school students and from people who are just going into university who watch RuPaul's Drag Race.
I've been doing drag in Abbotsford and Mission for, almost 10 years, and now the shows are actually selling out, so it's fantastic. People are really into drag. It's like the trendy thing right now. Who would have thunk it?
It's going to be so exciting because it's an audience I haven't played. So that should be fun too. I'm doing really simple stuff because I thought, I don't want to overwhelm them in our first date. The new drag I don't think is really drag. I come from a whole different thing where you worked your way up and you worked your way into a show. Yeah, like Carlotta and Willie and all them are my kids. Like Joni, they're all people that I started, and all the big stars now were kids of mine 100 years ago. So I look at this and I look at the resurface of drag and the change in drag, and I think it's really cool that it's becoming arts again, theater art.
We are expecting lots of very excited people. Obviously, I'm pretty sure half of these people have never even seen a drag show before, so I'm sure people will be very excited, and we're so excited to have everyone. And if I had any advice to give to people who were interested in doing drag, I might say just go for it. Find a certain female icon and then use that as your inspiration to find your own unique personal drag style. Any tricks that you can give on to next generations?
Find someone who can help you. The drag community is so accepting and willing to help new people get into the game. As soon as you contact someone and tell them you're getting into the game, they want to help. They're so excited because we always love having more people in the community. So, yeah. If I'm lucky, I get 2 to 3 shows a month. My next one is in Abbotsford at Cheers. It's going to be an amazing show. Me and Anita are both going to be there.
From the Evergreen Center here in Coquitlam, I'm Kyle with OutlookTV.
Unfortunately, that is all the time we have for this episode of Outlook TV, but we will be back really soon.
And in the meantime, you got all sorts of digital, social channels to check us out on, because I'm hip like that. We're all hip. So check us out on any of them or shoot us an email at OutlookTV.
Or come and join us. We're always looking for more volunteers.
Yes, please.
Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Rebecca Wyman.
And I'm Robert Mackay.
Stay fabulous, Canada.